Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're in a Ewok field because actually we're not on an Ewok field. You're a media buffet watching this episode. I'm RAT Comedy. Welcome to another episode, and I'm here with Mercury. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Okay, good. And we're gonna be discussing the third film in the original trilogy, the last one, Return of the Jedi. Star Wars. Yay.
Return Jedi Star Wars, like fucking Beast Wars Transformers. Alright. So, yeah, no, this is the final movie of the original trilogy, which this episode's technically kind of late, but whatever. We're gonna ignore that. Yeah, no, and yeah, this is it. We've officially done the original trilogy. This is my I don't know which is I think I've maybe my fourth time watching the original trilogy. I know a lot of people have been. I know many people have like done rewatches of the entire thing. I've never done a rewatch of the entire Star Wars Skywalker saga because I'm not insane. Um, and I would never subject myself to the sequel trilogy willingly. So yeah. Anyways, after this, we will be starting the prequels. Like I mentioned it to RAT Comedy outside of the episode, or maybe I did mention it in the episode. I don't remember. Uh, Phantom Menace will be a retro episode, so that'll come out way before we ever touch upon Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. So, sorry, RAT Comedy, but the Revenge of the Sith jokes will have to wait.
Mm. I've
Quite
been
a bit,
thinking
quite a
of
bit.
reading it, but
Unfortunately, they'll have to wait quite a bit. But yeah, we are officially
not with me, then you're my enemy.
all right. We're shutting them now, I guess.
Dude, the Adventure of the Sith revisit will be so hard because the memes. Okay, they're everywhere.
God damn it!
Dude, every single line is gonna be a meme. I have a bad feeling about this. This is where the fun begins. Uh, my powers have this
I
is
have
the
a
last
bad
time
feeling
in like
about this.
count.
The thing is, like, I have a bad feeling about this, like a universal thing among
No,
Star, like,
it's early
across
in the
Star
movie.
Wars.
Like it's in the it's early in the movie.
Yeah, it's in the prequels, but it's not like a prequel meme. It's just a Star Wars meme.
Just in general, but still.
Yeah, but yeah, this is the last movie of the prequel trilogy, not the last retro Star Wars movie. And also, after A Phantom Menace, we'll probably not talk about a Star Wars movie until either Attack of the Clones, whenever we'll talk about Attack of the Clones, and the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, which is a movie that's coming out next year. It is our first. It will be our first Star Wars movie since Rise of Skywalker, almost 7 years prior.
I have to think that that the sequels are 10 years old now. They're able to go on their phones and look up stuff.
Yeah, they are. The sequel. The sequels are starting to be 10 years old. Mandalorian and Grogu is coming out next year, which is our free again. Like I said, our first movie, our first Star Wars movie in almost a decade. So yeah, they took a break. They took a very big break. Almost to put it into perspective, it is 3 years short of the break between Revenge of the Sith and Force Awakens.
That's Revenge of the Sith came out like a few, oh, like a year before I existed, so that's something.
Yeah, we were born with the two trilogies, like the prequels and the original.
See,
But we
full
experienced the
apologizer here.
sequels.
I grew up with both trilogies.
Yeah, I did too.
I am
it
15
was.
steps ahead of everybody.
I will say it was kind of weird for me. I don't know if you rewatched the trilogy like as we've been doing these episodes, but it was a bit weird for me to rewatch the trilogy in release order, not in episode order. Because usually, like people like our age or our generation, we grew up with the prequels and the original trilogy already existing. They were already a thing. So, like we watched episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least that's what I did. I don't know if anyone else did it. But comedy, like when you watch Star Wars, is that the order you watched it in, or did you watch it in release order?
Bro, it's always 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Never once have we tried 4, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, but I mean we're doing it in release order, which is why I'm doing it. But it is weird. It is like I will admit, for somebody with my generation who did not grow up watching the prequels come out, it is weird experiencing the original trilogy as its own thing. Like I have to put myself into the perspective. At this point, the original trilogy was its own thing. It wasn't part of this it was part of this grander universe, obviously, but it was built around these movies. It wasn't built. It wasn't built. Like nothing else. This was the groundwork for everything else. It wasn't just. It wasn't part of the universe. It was what birthed the universe, basically.
I just well, we talking about the release orders and stuff like that. At least the sequels never change. At least that's
Yeah, the
one
sequels
thing
are
good about them.
always come dead last. The sequels always come dead last, and so do. I mean, not really. If you want to talk about it like a chronological order, the order of movies would be. It would get weird. It would get a bit weird. I'm pretty sure it would be episodes 1, 2, 3, Solo, Rogue One, A New Hope, uh, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Mandalorian and Grogu, then the sequels.
Mandalorian and the Mando movie.
If you want to include everything that's canon,
I
uh,
mean, you kind of need the Mando movie to. No, you need the show, okay, for the movie. So
if you want to include everything, uh, hold on, let me look up the Disney timeline. If you want to include legitimately everything,
here we
uh,
go. Here we go.
this is hard. First is the Acolyte.
You.
Yeah. Then it's Phantom Menace. I know that. I mean, I'm gonna simplify it. The Acolyte prequels. Uh, then Clone Wars. Well, I guess in the middle of the prequels, it's Clone
This
Wars.
happens in between, yeah.
Middle of the prequels, it's Clone Wars. Immediately after Return of the Jedi, I'm pretty. Return of the Sith is Bad Batch.
Good batch.
Then Solo. I
I
think.
guess.
I think Solo. Then
Longest
Rebels.
movie. Rebeldes.
Then Rogue One. Then the original trilogy.
Where does Andor take place though?
Oh, fucking Andor. Right. That's before Rogue One. So I would say
After Solo or
after
Rebels?
Rebels, between Rebels, and Rogue One. Yeah, I'm fucking writing it down. Give me a second. Okay. This is very important, folks. This is very important for us to talk about here. Okay. The Acolyte. Prequels. Clone Wars. Bad Batch. Solo. Andor. Rogue One. Originals. Mando? I think, yeah. Mando. Boba Fett. Wait, shit, I forgot. Give me a second. At some point between, at some point, God, okay, I have to write down the movies. Phantom Menace. Then the Count Dooku arc of Tales of the Jedi.
Oh, we're
Not
counting those
joke.
two.
If we're counting everything, we have to count Tales of the Jedi. We have to count everything that Disney has made canon, and I'm pretty sure that's one of them. Tales of the Jedi. Since we're counting Bad Batch, we might as well count that in the same group. Count Dooku arc of Tales of the Jedi. Here we go. I forgot about Obi-Wan. Fuck. That comes later. Right?
Obi-Wan show.
What was Tales of the Empire? Oh wait, no, I remember what Tales of the Empire was. Like what were the arcs? I was very disappointed with that fucking show. That show sucked. Okay, Count Dooku arc. Then Attack of the Clones. Then Clone Wars. Then Revenge of the Sith. Then Bad Batch. Then Solo. Then Rebels. Then Andor. Then Rogue One.
The Obi-Wan show.
No, Obi-Wan's between. No, wait, no, you're right. When does Obi-Wan come? When does Obi-Wan take place? Fuck. It's 9 ABY.
9 AB. Can Obi.
Obi-Wan, yeah, and one. No, wait, BBY. Fuck. No, yeah, 9 BBY. So
Okay.
that's between Rebels and Solo?
I guess. After Solo. Should be.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it between those because we know that Rebels. We know that in Rebels they carry over to that to A New Hope. So yeah. So then after Rogue One, it's A New Hope. Immediately after, then Empire Strikes Back. Then Return of the Jedi. Then Mandalorian. Specifically, like I'm putting season 1, 2. Mandalorian, not Mandalorian. Hold on.
No.
It's like they call it Mando, but it's Manda. Uh, then Book of Boba Fett.
Like already got banned though.
I completely forgot what the fucking okay. After I'm gonna put fucking Tales of Jedi in general because everything takes place before Attack of the Clones. I think. I mean, it has to. Uh,
Oh, I just remembered
I
the Ahsoka
I
show.
Ahsoka at some point after Book of Boba Fett. I'm pretty sure. Ahsoka, Andor. I don't know where to place Tales of the Empire. I would have to put it. I would have to.
But before Solo, I guess.
I'm gonna put Arc. I'm gonna put Tales of the Empire during the the weird era between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. At least Arc 1, which is
Take place in between.
Barris arc of Tales of the Empire. And then I'm gonna put the other arc, which is I forgot the fucking girl's name. After Return of Jedi. Other arc of Tales of the Empire.
There's another new show about Tales coming out, so
Yeah, there's Tales of Jedi, Tales of the
motherfucker.
Empire. What?
Come on, playing Pikmin again. Just made some great progress here. Just finishing up record time, but like they're screwing me up over here.
But yeah, just to clarify everyone else, yes, we are actually getting some new Star Wars stuff this year. Not only are we getting Andor season 2, which is coming out in, at least from now, it's coming out in 14 days, in 2 weeks, is when Andor season 2 is coming out, which is very exciting. Right? Yeah.
Ender.
No, I highly recommend you guys watch. If you haven't watched Andor, I highly recommend it. It's very good. It's one of the best things that to come on Disney Star Wars in a very, very long time. And I hope season 2 does not disappoint. It is 12 episodes. Like it is 12 episodes in each are like 40 minutes long. It is a long watch, but it is definitely worth it. Then there's Tales of the Underworld, which is the next series in the Tales sub series of productions, and then we have Star Wars Visions Volume 3, which I didn't expect, but they're going back to the sort of anime thing that they originally went with. Yeah, so Visions is an anthology filled with originally it was just anime. It was like anime studios, or Japanese studios, but anime studios. Then for Volume 2, it expanded to any studio from any country. And I'm pretty sure Star Wars Visions. I'm pretty sure Volume 3 is going back to the anime, like just Japanese animation studios. Maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, no, wait. Here it is. So I'm pretty sure it is going back to just having it be Japanese studios, because here which studio is I know who which studio is. I think they're making the new One Piece remake.
A One Piece remake?
Yeah, they're remaking One Piece. That's fucking crazy, right? Yeah. They are remaking One Piece. While the original show is currently airing. So Trigger is also coming. Trigger is coming back. Pressure IG is coming back. I've never seen Studio, whatever the fuck that Project Studio Q, whatever the hell that one is. Polygon, I am not excited for. I fucking hate Polygon so much. RAT Comedy, you do not know my history with Polygon Pictures. I
I don't
hate
even know
those
what it
guys.
is.
Polygon Pictures is a Japanese animation studio that focuses on 3D animation.
Okay.
They suck ass at animating.
I guess. I mean, we
And everything that they touch turns to shit. They are like the opposite Midas of animation.
okay.
It's so stiff. There's nothing. There's no. Like they were really good back in the day, but not right now. They are awful. They are genuinely atrocious at animating. I'm not excited for that. And this studio gave me the worst movie I have ever seen in my life.
Oh. Are you gonna give it an Emmy of Head episode?
I am. I am gonna give it a movie episode at some point. But
Oh,
this
let's go.
studio, it'll take me a while to get there. But this studio gave me the worst movie I have ever seen in my life. Worse than Madam Web. Worse than Craven. Worse than worse than Eternals. You know how much I fucking hate Eternals.
Turn off.
Worse than Eternals.
It's just Eternal's so forgettable, man. I don't even remember what happened there besides I don't know a hand.
Worse than Black Adam. Worse than The Flash. It is. It is. Giving it an F tier would be me granting it mercy. But it is not about it. This is not about that movie. Also, David Production, the guys behind JoJo are gonna be in Volume 3 of Visions.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought I should mention that since people have done JoJo episodes in the past on the podcast. JoJo is gonna be on a very big hiatus. I know that.
Oh, look, I'm waiting. I'm still waiting for part 7, okay? The moment that gets announced, I'm dropping everything. I'm binge watching that shit once again, okay? Just in preparation. I mean, I know separate continuities. I know. I don't care. I need to get my JoJo groove back. It's been 4 years now, okay?
All right.
3 years, 3 years actually.
Yeah, part six ended like in December of 2022, right? But it ended like quite a bit ago.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Man,
you guys didn't tell me for me to ranting about fucking anime. Let's get into the movie.
let's go. The real beef.
We've been talking about everything but the movie for 23 minutes. You guys didn't come here to fucking listen to us rant about shit. Let's talk about this movie. All right, so again, episode 6 is the last movie of the trilogy. So let's get over it. And disclaimer: I have the movie that I watched is the special editions from 2004. These ones have added stuff, and I will talk about it because I think it's important for me to mention, especially with here the CGI in action, especially in the CGI. So in this movie, in the in the CG department, you can at least in the special edition. I'm not gonna like. I don't know if I should knock points out of it because it is the special edition, and not the original theatrical version. But the CG animation, if you're watching special edition, or if you're watching the version on Disney Plus, the CG you can definitely tell what was added for the special editions and between the original. The original, you can definitely tell which ones were effects made in the 80s. So yeah, and obviously the biggest, the biggest, I guess, perpetrator of this, like the biggest example I can possibly give is at the beginning of the movie where I recommend, I don't know if you remember this, but there were like aliens like singing and dancing in Jabba's palace. That was
The dance
entirely,
sequence, the music.
yeah, that was entirely added for the special editions because there is CG in this
Hold on,
movie
I'm getting a
from the
call.
80s. All right, there is CG in the 80s from this movie that is simply just there. Not just there. It's like it's in the movie. You can tell what was added after the fact. And now, uh, Yeah, that is not the case. If you're watching this on Disney Plus, it's probably a different experience. I have opted not to watch it on Disney Plus. I've explained my reasoning in the episode about A New Hope. Why I did it? It's and I will kind of say it. I will say it again. It's because I wanted to get as close to the theatrical version as possible. Speaking of theatrical versions, actually, I just read a news article. I don't know how right this is, but apparently, A New Hope is being released for the first time in over 25 years in its original theatrical cut. Now, that's big. That is. There you go. So, yeah. Apparently, according to Collider, Star Wars: A New Hope is being released in its original form for the first time in 25 years. It is incredibly rare.
I am
There.
back.
All right. I don't know if you read anything. Heard anything, but I said. But I was just talking about how we are getting the we are getting the original theatrical version of Star Wars soon. I don't know if I was talking about how like how Return of the Jedi changed stuff. Well, and I remember that we are getting the original cut of the first Star Wars movie for the first time, apparently, at some point.
Hello.
No, but yeah, and also the special editions are officially the canon versions by both. Like they're considered the canon versions, which is yikes. But yeah, the
Wait. So I was watching the canon versions all this time.
I mean, according to Disney,
When I guess.
yeah, the so I guess like we I don't know if I should count like in this category. I'm not gonna dock points out of it because this is something that was added to the film retroactively. You know, all those scenes about the aliens dancing and stuff that was added retroactively to the movie. That is not part of the original movie.
Okay.
But yeah, the the film, the British Film Institute will be screening the original cut of Star Wars. So yeah, it's that's big. That is big. That is huge. But yeah, just want to sort of say that. But CGI, yeah, what I want to say is that you can definitely tell which ones were added post production, again retroactively to the movie. So I'm gonna only talk about the CGI that I can definitely tell is 80s because that's the original part of the movie. That's what the movie was built upon. And honestly, it's 80 CGI. I don't know what you fucking want to tell me. It's 80s green screen. For a comedy, you probably know what fucking 80s green screen looks like, or can at least imagine it.
I've used green screen a few times on my phone just to for a little school project, so I kind of have an idea.
Yeah, it's 80s green screen. You're not. It's not gonna be the best thing ever. It's early 80s as well, so again, not the best. So yeah, there's not much I can say here other than that. Like the ones there were a lot of scenes added to this movie. For example, I'm pretty sure the scenes added where we see Coruscant and Naboo, they were added after the movie came out, after the movie came out, for the special editions, which is insane.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, that is the movie. That the CGI just kind of looks that way. Okay,
Yeah.
I looked here. So apparently, there has never been a way to get the original theatrical version of the Star Wars movie. It is effectively lost media for the public. But yeah. Anyways, the action in this movie is very good. I will say that. And also, I guess so I guess I should talk about some of the things that I couldn't tell if they were added post production. Like not post production, added retroactively to the movie, which are the scenes with the Death Star and stuff. Those look very good. Those have always looked very good.
And the action. Yeah,
The
you talk
action
about the
is
action.
the action is also very good. It is again. It is based
Almost
upon.
peak. Almost peak. Okay, it's as good as Empire. Okay, really, I have to say.
Mm, that is a take. I think a lot of people would agree with you on that. And that's mainly because this movie has less action, or at least less interesting action. I will agree on you on that.
Oh my
There isn't
god,
a lot of.
dude!
There isn't a lot.
I accidentally
What?
posted this GIF. This GIF that has a very long ass link.
How
Oh
is that?
god. Oh my god. What have I done?
Alrighty, the evil ass skeleton.
Yeah, that's the goal.
But yeah, I will if you think that the Empire action is better, I can definitely see where you're coming from with the whole the Hoth scene and all that. I get it. This movie has less interesting action. There's also less of it. But the Darth Vader fight at the end is peak. That is undeniably undeniable. Like the Vader fight at the end with Luke and Vader is just, I think, one of the best fight scenes of the entire trilogy.
Peak. I mean, you got this versus the Vader Obi-Wan, so
It is hard,
fight.
but Luke final fight Luke versus Vader is up there. It really is. Obviously, a lot of this movie takes inspiration from old samurai flicks, so you can definitely see the inspiration in this movie a lot, and I appreciate that a lot.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of the action is in Star Wars is based on old samurai movies,
Oh wow.
which Lucas liked. Yeah. Rat Company, anything to say about the CGI or action in this movie? Like anything you want to highlight or something?
No, not really. I'm a big fan of the action.
All right. I think that's shit. Okay, let's move on to the characters of the movie. Just okay. So okay, let's start off with Luke. So Luke
Ooh.
in this movie has technically completed his training as a Jedi, and we see in this movie it's mostly about him and his turmoil of turning to the dark side. So I like this a lot. It is definitely the best way to take it. And now, officially, he's a lot more careful. Officially, he's a lot more careful now, taking a lot of not a lot of he's definitely calculating his moves better than how he was in Empire, where he decided to face Vader untrained, unprepared, and got his hand chopped off.
He got his ass handed to him.
Yeah, and he has spent, I don't know how long it's been since Empire, but it's definitely been a long time, and he has been training. He's been training a lot. So yeah, Luke, you know, I think I think it's I think he's very good in this movie. I really do like him. Uh, there's not much more to say. I think I guess I'll talk about this more in the plot, really, and why I feel this way about this movie. I'm still gonna give it the highest rating I can. Like, spoiler alert, this movie's still S tier. I don't know if you agree with me on that, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, I guess, at the end. Yeah, for me, this movie is S tier. No denying it. Fight me. I think that this is the best movie of the original trilogy. Going back to rewatching it.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
think this is the best one.
Still think Empire's a little better. But yeah, it's this movie got. You were talking about Luke, right?
Yeah, I was talking about Luke.
Okay, yeah. So Luke, he trained a lot. He's become mature. He's got a very drippy outfit. He's also much more serious, more calm. Okay, he's not whining anymore. He's grown. Okay.
Yeah, and I really like that about his character. We see him here, and now he is tormented by the dark side, and like now that he's
Yeah.
reached
Bitter.
almost his potential, now is when now it comes to bite him in the ass, and all, and now it comes to this. So yeah,
No more, no more cables. No more going to Tashi Station to pick up some power converters.
yeah, now he
Iconic
is
line.
he is a Jedi. He is a Jedi, and now the Emperor sees him officially. So yeah, it's it's kind of big. It's kind of big when this what this movie does. Yeah, I think Luke is handled pretty well as our protagonist, and I love what they do with him here. I think it's definitely how the movie the best way the movie could have gone, especially after how we've been seeing his development come, and definitely the jump that they made with his development, where now he is essentially like a very like a full not a fully trained but definitely very experienced Jedi. So making it mostly a mental turmoil of what he wants, with him dealing with the information about Vader being his father, I think is very good. So Rakam, anything you want to say about Luke anything you want to highlight?
No, he's become very cool.
Yeah, and also his
And the
outfit is
saber is
very
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 cool.
what?
The saber, very cool.
The saber is very cool. It is. I I wonder where he got the kyber crystal from, but that's beside the point.
I mean, they were rare now, especially with the Empire. So
Like,
good
I
luck.
understand. Sorry for the if there's echo. I understand how he probably got the the parts for a new uh handle. They're not called the handles. I know that. But how he got the parts for a lightsaber handle stick thing.
The I don't even know what it's called.
Yeah, I know the name for it. I just don't know what the hell the name is. So yeah, I couldn't tell you, but yeah, I can guess how he got those parts. How he got the kyber crystal is beyond me. But I'm not gonna knock points out of the film for that, mainly because that wasn't a thing when this movie existed. Like, yeah, you can point and laugh at you kind of point out it you can point at it now, but like I was making a review for this film now and going through that stuff like, oh, how did he get a kyber crystal? Well, whoop de doo, kyber crystals weren't a fucking thing back then. Not even like I mean like that like occurred like pieces of lore. Like obviously they were eventually written into the story as an explanation for the lightsabers, but you know they weren't always there. They weren't always the explanations. So I don't know when kyber crystals even happened. Where the fuck did kyber crystals come from? Give me a second. I gotta look that up.
The prequels.
Not a single prequel movie fucking mentioned the kyber crystals.
Nah, but what a comic on the prequel era.
Maybe that is very possible. I would not doubt it. Kyber crystals. Kyber crystals. Uh. Here's like. I were from Legends originally.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Anyways, there's a bunch of fucking planets that. Oh, what the fuck? No way. Tatooine is like as kyber crystals since when?
Imagine if it's the return is in since Return of the Jedi.
All right. Appearances. Dark Legends Blood Moon. I have no idea when this was. Okay. Yeah, I feel like fine. What? Huh. It's from Clone Wars.
Oh, prequels
I guess, yeah. They are
from
from
the
the
half
characters are from the prequels. They are
half
from
half
Clone
right.
Wars.
It was from the show, not a comic, but it was still from the prequels. Got it half right.
Never mind.
Half the score is still a failing grade, so.
Wait a second. When is this from? When is Tales of the Jedi 3? This is the says here that this is the first appearance of a kyber crystal. 1993.
1993.
That is before the prequels. 10 years after the original trilogy came out.
What's a full-on failing grade? Not prequels, not. Wait, is it from a comic?
Wait a second. Yes, it's from a comic.
Okay, then I still got it half right. Then it's from a comic, but not from the prequels.
Yeah, it is also from a fucking almost 4,000 BBY. That is insane.
Is that even prequels era? That's just that's far away.
That is, I am pretty sure, one of like the oldest points in Legends.
Well then,
Maybe.
definitely not prequels. Technically, it is, but like at the same time, it's so far off the prequels that you know.
Yeah, I do know. That is technically like calling the Acolyte a prequel Like you're not wrong, but you would never call the Acolyte a prequel.
I mean, well, yes, but actually, no,
No, yeah, no,
technically.
it's not a prequel. But yeah, that's like something you can't really knock them like knock points out of the like nothing you can knock points out of the movie from. Yeah, because like character crystals weren't a thing until 1993. 10 years, like a decade after the movie came out. You legitimately that wasn't an issue. Like we didn't know what lightsabers are made of then. So yeah, I don't see the issue here. Sure, you can make the argument that it was like that that God damn it that oh like they could have explained it in the other and like other like piece of media and like they probably have I don't doubt it. Uh, Star Wars has explained weirder things in its legends than where Anakin got his second kyber crystal from. Rakam, did you know? Fun fact that in
Yeah.
a Legends book, what the fuck? Did you say whatever? In a Legends book, they gave a name and backstory to every single character in the cantina scene, in the Mos Eisley cantina scene.
Okay. Um. So okay, every single character right there has a backstory and shit. Right?
Yes, and a name and like lore written around them.
Did the Cantina band have their own lore?
Probably
Okay. Okay. There's a guy that gets his arm sliced off have lore.
every character, every character in that scene has lore.
Okay. Okay. What if you taking up all the lore that they have and shit? What are the odds that all of them are just sharing a room? Oh, you put it like that.
Well, I mean, they have like backstories and shit like that. They're not like actually important to the overall narrative, but they do in fact have different like backstories and how they got to the Mosas, like how they ended up where they are now, and like who they are. Insane, genuinely insane. But yeah, Luke, I don't think you can knock points out. Knock points out of his like anything because the Kyber Crystal thing because Kyber Crystals just weren't a thing until 1993, and how he got powers off screen, he trained more. That was implied within within the movies itself. And even then, it was not enough to beat the Emperor. He needed Vader to beat the Emperor, which yeah, makes sense because of what we knew eventually with Vader, which I will not take into account. I will be the first to say it. I don't really like the fact that we got a chosen one story in Star Wars. I don't like Anakin being the chosen one. I think it adds to the story, I guess, but like I think it's something I don't know how to phrase this. It's a fake phrase, really. I don't like the chosen one trope in Star Wars. That is a take I have. I understand that it's not a very popular take, but or maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe I just said a cold take.
That's a
But
pretty cool take indeed.
God damn it.
Got him.
I didn't know like what the general consensus about that was, but I don't like the fact that they gave Anakin his importance because he's the one that is meant to destroy or like bring balance to the Force or whatever the fuck. Because I'm pretty sure the Jedi know there's no way to bring balance to the Force. Like there's always gonna be dark. Maybe I think they probably do know, and just randomly decide to throw shit into disarray so they can keep killing Sith Lords, and so nobody pops in more. But yeah. Anyways, Luke. One other big tangent about him there, but let's move on to the next character, I guess, Leia. So Leia got more this movie, more to do, more everything, more lore, more importance, I guess. This movie reveals
Lore
to us
now.
what?
She got lore now.
Yeah, most of the movies we got previously didn't really give her much of anything to do.
I
This
mean,
movie did get more.
um, New Hope gave her something. Okay.
Yeah, but that was like her introduction.
Yeah. Duh.
I think that was like one of my big complaints is that like in Empire, Leia doesn't really do much aside from hanging out with the people, with other people in the near vicinity. She's never alone to herself. Another, uh, but in this movie we did get like moments of her and her characterization with her officially being revealed as Luke's sister, and also something I gotta say, mostly for the plot,
Oh, hold on.
mostly for the plot. But I gotta say this. Watching these movies and knowing the twists, I think is uh like it definitely feels weird. This is meant to be taken as like a big deal, and honestly, I I couldn't care. I didn't care. Maybe that impacted the feeling of the scenes, but knowing what happens obviously makes me less excited when it happens, or at least not excited as it should be. But yeah, I think as of Luke, Leia has a lot more to do, especially stakes in the story of her, like with her the whole like in the Jabba portion of the story, and the Endor stuff where she's the one that meets the Ewoks, which goddamn the Ewoks, they aren't horrible. But I could tell that if the Ewoks existed today, or they first appeared today, they would be the minions of this year, and they probably were in the what do you call it, in the I don't even know what I was talking about. I don't even know. I don't even know what I was saying. I am I am fucking out of it. Jeez.
Hello.
Hello. I'm talking about Leia. Now you probably heard me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I forgot what I was saying. I don't where I was going, which is sad because I know I was going somewhere, but I don't know where. Anyways, Rock Comedy, anything to say about Leia?
The bikini looks hot. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, but jokes aside, yeah. they were said to be siblings. Okay, with Luke and Leia.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the sibling. I completely
Empire
fucking forgot about the
Empire's
sibling.
awkward now.
Yeah, Empire is awkward now. Oh, a fun fact about a fun little story about now that you mentioned the metal bikini for Jabba the Hutt. I think
Mhm.
it's this movie or maybe another one. I don't remember which. That
It's this one. It has to be.
that Carrie Fisher put her like put her boobs like on I think it's like a copy not a copy a printer a photo printer. Yeah, she put her entire fucking chest on a photo printer and just handed it off because people kept staring at her chest.
It's a Star Wars, okay. Oh,
People on set. Yeah,
wow.
and nobody has ever found those pictures. Nobody.
Ah, that's depressing. We got a bad ending here this time of the world's ending. Okay. Okay, but seriously, going back. Yeah, Empire's awkward now, and I feel like she would just they're just being a good friend, and I don't know, just the lore too. Like she, with her being tied up to Luke, it also meant that that Vader's her dad, okay, and good old dad just blew up her whole planet right in front of her. Guess which is just stupid, and I love it.
I think that I think that was written before that was finalized, since you could definitely tell that some of the things were written as they went along and not given much thought into what they meant
Yeah, but
in
so it's
hindsight.
pretty. It's just it just feels more ridiculous when you think about it now that that you get rescued by your brother and just a few minutes ago your dad blew up your entire planet and your family because you're aiding at the bad guys allegedly. The power of Star Wars, ladies and gentlemen.
Uh, yeah, yeah. I also like that Leia got more things to do here in this movie, where she has a very big role. With I talk about the Ewoks, where she's the one that befriends them. She's the first one that encounters them. The
Yeah, that
what is
that too. Yeah, she just saved everybody just by diplomacy. Okay, well, politicians do diplomacy first.
but yeah, I like how she got like more things to do. In that part, that was a big part of my criticisms, that Leia is a main character and she didn't really get to do much aside from her helping out with characters around her. I mentioned that previously. Here, this movie, in this movie, she is given a lot more to do, and I do really appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, so wait, who is the next character I wanted to mention? Give me a second. I gotta look this up. Uh, Han. So Han has been in a Han is an interesting character for me to talk about because he has not done a lot in 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 the recent movies. Sure, in this one, in this one, he uh he gets frozen in carbonite. Like, well, not in this one, but he gets to get out of carbonite. So there's that.
Saved.
Yeah, he gets saved, and he does help out in on the surface of Endor, but doesn't really do much in this movie aside from uh trying to get with Leia.
I mean, they already kind of loved each other. They loved each other in Empire, so. They kind of got
Yeah,
that, or
I
they got
mean
each other already.
that was like a big part of the dynamic in Empire. So it's mostly a continuation of that,
Just being really
which
wholesome.
which makes sense. It makes sense. I think Empire and this is very close on my face. Empire and A New Hope were pretty self-contained from each other. So Return of the Jedi not being all that self-contained and really like officially focusing on stuff from the previous movie is very nice. I do appreciate that a lot.
Continuity.
Yeah, but Han Solo is mostly relegated as like uh as somebody for as like a point of view character for what is going on with Leia and Luke, of them being siblings and all that stuff, and them learning about it. So so he's been reduced as a character, but not by too much. But definitely is overtaken by Leia and Luke as one of the main characters here.
Yeah, he's been given the Leia treatment.
Yeah, he was given the Leia treatment from Empire, and now the roles have been switched, which makes sense for the story that we're going for with Return of the Jedi. So yeah, I don't mind it. I don't really care about it.
And
What is the next character? Give me a second. Also, do I sound okay? Like mic wise? Just wondering.
yeah, you sound good. Yeah.
All right. I this is the wrong thing. There we go. I think that's all I got to think about Han. Do you have anything to say about Han? I haven't.
No, not really. He really couldn't be because of the story. He really couldn't fit well. So you got a few scenes here and there, less
I
than
mean, like
expected, but like still good.
what they did with Han was like what they probably should have like done, but then with us not focusing on his relationship with Leia, but definitely having it be a part of the movie. And now us learning about her, uh, about her being siblings with Luke and how Han sees that. So I
Yeah,
like it.
awkward
I
one
don't mind
hundred.
Han. What?
Yeah, awkward 100. You just kissed your brother in front of him too.
Again,
So the power of Star Wars.
yeah, I don't know how to think about that. That is definitely weird in hindsight. I think we gather. I don't know if you mentioned it last time, at least in the Empire episode.
Yeah,
But yeah, the that was definitely a weird one and something that was not taken out of the movies. But I guess I like it could you could justify it in a way that Leia didn't know that Luke was her brother. Wait, no, didn't she say in this movie that she's always known?
what?
Didn't she say in this movie that she's always known about?
No, no, please, no, no. Come on, dude.
Am I misremembering that? She's always had maybe she's always had a feeling or something. I don't
I
fucking know.
hope not. I hope not. Okay. It's the one thing to kiss your brother without not knowing, okay? But kissing your brother intentionally while knowing that that was your brother, bruh.
Yeah, no, it's
Mm,
it's weird.
Sweet home Alabama, I call it that.
But again, that is in hindsight. I'm pretty sure the decision to make them siblings hadn't been finalized by then, which is weird for me to say about this movie specifically, which I will talk about later. But let's get into to the penultimate character I want to talk about, which is Darth Vader.
Darth.
Darth Vader.
Where to go?
uh, he comes full circle this movie, and obviously, I guess like looking at it in hindsight, this is his character arc finalized, and Red Comedy is I think kind of why I mentioned it earlier, but
What is it?
that like the release order, I had the watch order of the
Oh,
movies, even though I
yeah,
probably didn't. Yeah,
yeah, the release order.
that I'm watching these movies in release order and not in chronological order.
Mhm.
So this makes sense for me, at least again, like for me, that this like Darth Vader's the chosen one, and now he beats the Emperor. Obviously, that wasn't a thing back then. They had to justify it somehow, but I'm pretty sure that at that point George Lucas had already decided what the lore was gonna be. So yeah, at least big parts of it. So Darth Vader being Anakin and being the chosen one to defeat to bring balance to the Force was probably in the cards since the very beginning. Obviously, Luke was never going to be the chosen one.
Imagine if he was though.
It'd be really weird. It'd be kind of weird. At least with what we know now. At least like what we knew, what people knew at the time of 2005.
I mean, he is the kid of the chosen one, so like, tech,
I
so
guess,
half
but
chosen one, half chosen half.
that the half chosen one.
Yeah,
Like like half chosen one is like when you get chosen by a company, but like you get shortlisted, so you're not even like in there. Like, oh yeah, you made the short list. You weren't even for the full list. But yeah. Anyways, Darth Vader, redemption arc. Yeah, you got the redemption arc.
Adventure Dark is fucking awesome. Enough
I
said.
I I like it. I like that Vader got a redemption arc. Uh, and definitely completed his journey. His own character arc is what I mentioned again. That if you watch it in order of chronological order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you definitely see his character arc progress throughout the movies. So yeah, and well, watching it like how I'm watching it, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Uh, yeah, it's weirder technically since this kind of you could say this comes out of nowhere, but I don't know. I feel like it was like, even within the movie, it was handled quite nicely. Even if it's Darth Vader, the fucking
You don't mess up Darth Vader.
I mean, yeah, you don't mess up Darth Vader, but what I was gonna say is that like even if it's Darth Vader, the fucking the most one of the most terrifying villains of all time. Like him having a redemption arc, like I like that.
And it
But
works
obviously, that's not
beautifully.
gonna work for every character or everything. Not everything should have a redemption arc. Yeah, but yeah, I like the redemption. Again, not to sound like a fucking broken record, but I like Darth Vader's arc here and how it's progressed throughout the movie and how it's almost like how like it's reverse. It's the reverse of Luke, where Luke, like the everyone here tries to get Luke to turn to the dark side, but Luke turns Vader to the light side, or back to the light. So yeah, Rakawani, anything to say about Darth Vader?
Oh yeah. Can we discuss spoilers now? I mean, the
When
movies have been out for like a million years, so like I don't think they would care. Okay,
yeah,
I
no, I don't care.
okay.
Fucking
No
talk
one
about
cares.
talk about.
I don't care. I'll talk about it anyway. I'm sorry. I just got confused with my Discord username because there was someone with a similar username, but whatever. Um, that scene. And the funeral. It was actually. I think it was one of the saddest parts of Star Wars as a whole. I don't care.
Yeah, that is like, honestly speaking, real facts. That's when the Skywalker saga should have ended.
It. Well, that's a perfect ending, honestly. Like he's dead now. He's happy. He's free, and then we have a little teddy bear picnic.
I don't. I wouldn't have minded a sequel trilogy if it did legitimately everything else differently.
I mean, if it gave us a teddy bear ending, then even better. Well, not be
Like,
copying the originals, but like something similar.
yeah, if the sequel trilogy were just legitimately and anything else conceptually, it would have been a it would have been a way better trilogy. If they just did not do what they did.
Man, I'm waiting for that the episode.
What?
The Force Awakens episodes and all the other ones. I'll be waiting.
I am dreading those episodes, man.
Oh, I'm
I'm not
I'm
I am not excited for
I
us to talk
am.
about the sequels.
I am.
The only reason I'm not is because I'm the one that's to fucking watches movies. Like you guys, I'm not forcing you guys to watch the movies to rewatch them. I'm the one who's gonna have to fucking do that.
I might end up rewatching them because I've only seen them like once or twice.
The prequels or the sequels?
The sequels, the prequels, I've seen them like hundreds of times. Okay, and the
Uh
OT2.
you you know them like the back of your hand, pretty much.
Yeah.
I've only ever watched the sequels, each movie once. That is
I've
the
said
most amount of time. That's the most
I've
amount of time
said
I've watched those
I've said
movies.
this before in the original podcast, in the previous episode. I've seen Force Awakens more than 3 times. Okay, I've seen Last Jedi twice, and only once The Rise of Skywalker.
That is like the most. There's one too many watches of the Rise of Skywalker.
Basically, yeah, yeah, but somehow seen this more sequels than you. Okay.
I gotta check. Just side tangent this is the mini face science side tangent blah blah blah. How much like what is the general consensus like critics wise of Rise of Skywalker? I gotta know.
It's definitely negative.
I don't think it is. I don't think it's negative. If it is negative, that would be very surprising. Oh, it is. It's 51% on Rotten Tomatoes. I
Oh,
did not expect that.
51% audience or critic?
Critics.
Oh, critics got it right.
I did not expect that.
Well, that's based for once, finally.
When what is it? Here we go. The Last Jedi is 91%.
Yeah, that's the Last Jedi. Welcome to
The Last
Star
Jedi.
Wars.
The Last Jedi is 91% on Rotten Tomatoes from critics and 41% from audience scores.
I thought it was gonna be a little more positive than that, like 45, 55, or something like that, but yeah, a little more
I,
negative.
for a very, very long time, it was half. It was half and half.
Oh,
50%.
well, never mind. We've both been proven wrong, I guess. then I guess Force Awakens is high.
Force Awakens is 93% on Rotten Tomatoes and on a critic's score and 84 audience.
Okay, understandable.
I think that Force Awakens is the best one out of the sequels, but it's definitely not. I don't think it's a good movie.
I have to revisit it though, because look, it's been a while since I've rewatched the sequels. Okay, I just need to refresh my mind. Okay, but I've seen it more than 3 times, so that's something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uh. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Going back to Return of the Jedi. Darth Vader, very cool. Love the arc. Let's move on to our last character, the Emperor. Officially seeing the Emperor. First, and his first appearance being played by Ian McDermott. Yeah, McDermott.
Damn it. I am the Senate. I
The
just
Emperor is
had to
just
throw it
awesome.
in. I had to throw it in. Okay, they're inevitable.
Yeah, or like I love democracy.
And I love democracy. The attempt of my life has left me scarred and deformed.
Yeah, this is original trilogy Emperor who got like 10 minutes of screen time, but you know what? It's still the Emperor. He's still how he is later on, but let's not look at that right now. The Emperor is just cool as a villain. Sure, he's evil, but he is a Sith Lord. Like, and Sith Lords are usually pretty evil, so yeah. Like, I don't like whatever, right? I think the Emperor makes sense for like who he is, and us seeing that. Also, never name drop to be Emperor Palpatine. He's just called the Emperor.
I love democracy.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah.
well,
Fuck. What the fuck? Okay. But yeah, the Emperor is just a very cool character overall. I heavily enjoy him as our villain. I think it's I think it's very cool. I think he's very cool. And honestly, he's gonna get better in the prequels because we all know how the fucking the prequels are.
yeah, the guy that loves democracy.
Yeah. So, Rakamani, anything more to say about the Emperor?
Okay, I just want to say, yeah, you introduce to him and you think like, oh, this is the emperor. And he looks, now you expect. Okay, he just looks a little weak. Okay, but then then Luke beats Vader, and then you see just how OP the guy is. Just right away, just starts hammering Luke with the Sith lightning and stuff like that, and then it really catches you off guard. And also, he's a really evil guy. Okay, 100% evil.
Yeah. Alright, so let's talk about the plot, and I'm moving on to the plot.
Kill him. Come on. You can't let him. You can't let him kill the purple. Come on. Kill him.
Uh,
There we go.
I was gonna make a joke out of that. I don't know what to make a joke out of. You can't let him kill the purple.
You cannot kill the purple.
Me when I'm a Thanos fan. I don't fucking know.
Undercover Thanos fan over here.
All right. Well, as much as the plot, something I noticed rewatching this movie while rewatching it, uh, is that this movie has a very similar structure to Empire. Not the same plot. I'm not saying that, but it is definitely a a similar structure. We have two planets in the movie. One is our first locale where something cool happens with terrain, and the other is the big action planet or the big action like set piece.
The vampire was in space though.
Empire was in Cloud City.
Before that, you were just in space.
I mean, there were other set pieces in there, like again, like the asteroid in Empire and all that stuff. But it was mainly Hoth and well, there's Dagobah too. But like Empire was mainly Hoth and Cloud City. This movie is mainly either Tatooine or Endor. Also, yes, we're back on Tatooine. Blah blah blah.
And the Death Star.
The Death, yeah. I mean, fine. I don't mind the Death
Back
Star
on
being
the
black.
we're
Make
back on the old set pieces.
how
Back on the sand world and back on the Death Star. All come circle here
yeah. However, like I guess like I them building a Death Star
again.
so
Enough.
quickly is a bit weird. Especially since we see in Andor how the Death Star is built. Which
In Andor.
yeah, in Andor, like we see the Death Star being built, and that is years and years before the events of A New Hope. I think it's 5 years before A New Hope. Yeah, it's 5 years before A New Hope, and it is generally almost complete there. So it takes a while to build the Death Star, and the fact that there's Death Star plans have been a thing since the prequels. Yeah, yeah, the Death Star is back, and I am not terribly mad at it. It's fine. It is what it is, I guess. But
That's
aside from
no
that, I think.
moon. There you go, an original quote for once.
Yeah, hey. But overall, again, like this movie has like, very good pacing. It's well written, definitely. Sure, I think some of the dialogue you can definitely make the case for being very 80s cheesy, but that's just 80s cheesy stuff, like whatever.
80s cheesy.
Like like I don't know, you don't the 80s had that kind of dialogue. I don't mind it. It's pository, whatever. It's 80s. You gotta review these movies from how they were made, from like at the time period they were made, how they were made, all that shit. This is how they were made. This is how they were written. So I can't knock points out of it for being 80s.
80s cheesy.
Yeah, 80s cheesy, man. Cheesy whiz. All right.
And you do not kill the purple.
Yeah, no killing the purple. Do not kill the purple.
There we
No,
go.
don't.
Another
Yeah.
joke for the community.
Yeah, do not kill the purple. Do not kill the purple. Nobody's gonna fucking watch this episode. God damn it. No. There is no. This is so stupid. It's so stupid. An hour 26 minutes in. Fucking somebody accidentally skips turns to go. No, do not kill the purple. Do not kill the purple.
This is the peak of podcasting, okay? We're talking about not killing purples in Return of the Jedi. Oh my gosh, this is
I'm gonna be. I feel like I'm high, right? Like I feel. I feel tired and high and shit, and I'm sitting here talking about Star Wars and saying don't kill the purple, don't kill.
you do not kill the purple. Never ever.
Don't kill the
Okay?
purple. Don't kill the
Oh, here we go. You know what? You know what? I'll do the impossible. I'm quoting myself for once.
Don't. Yeah,
Here we
everything
go.
about the plot, I think works great here. Again, written well. Uh, like just everything about it is very very good. I wouldn't really I would not change a thing. That I have no problems with it at all. I do again. I do think that some of the dialogue, not really like a nitpick, but some of the dialogue takes way too fucking long to get to the point. But that's again, 80s cheesy with
cheesy.
fries. So yeah, like that's just how things were written back then. And also, I can like I was gonna getting at of all the characters, you can definitely tell that Star Wars was originally gonna be one big script or one big movie. Uh, and you can definitely tell here because right now it's in this movie you can definitely tell it that that's what's happening since not all the characters get like development. It's mainly just ending off their development, which I guess that's what you know three goals are for, but you know yeah, like it's mostly just finishing off what is already kind of there from the original. It doesn't just anything new, doesn't show us anything aside from that. It's just like finishing off what's there. So it makes sense that this was originally envisioned as one big movie that was split into three movies. I get it. I can definitely see it. But aside from
A
that, like
long
there is
movie.
yeah, I think this is the longest. This is an hour. I stopped at an hour 7. This might be the longest of the original trilogy. So yeah, I I don't know. I don't have much problems with the plot here. There's not much more to say aside from that. Like you could make the argument that the Ewoks are annoying. I don't find the Ewoks annoying. Maybe that's just me.
The Ewoks were pretty cute and cool. Okay, I'm sorry.
The Ewoks look weird. The Ewoks look weird, dude. Okay, like as soon as you notice the human ass lips, they look weird. Like you can look as long as you look at them not on the lip. As long as you're not looking at the lips, you're fine. Like I agree with you. You look at those fuckers one time, you do not want to associate with those guys ever again. They are so weird looking if you look at their entire face for what there is. It's so unsettling.
You know what? I'll ignore your advice and search it up anyway.
God damn it, dude. Like just look up Ewok. Don't even look up like Ewok lips. Just look up Ewok.
Okay. I don't know. Looks pretty normal to me.
Yeah, the thing is, you have to look at it in motion and stuff. Like it's a lot weirder. I don't know. I don't like the Ewok lips, like how they're animated. I mean, like how they're puppeteered. I guess.
I don't know.
Maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just me.
It's just you.
Okay, but yeah. Anyways, I think that this movie is that before we close it off, I guess. Rat comedy. Anything more to say about like the plot and stuff of this movie?
I think it was pretty nice and all. Okay. Nothing much to say in that honestly. And then yeah, it was great ending.
Yeah, that was thinking that. So, I think Return of the Jedi is a great ending towards the entirety of the original trilogy. Uh, it just I think goes it off pretty well. I don't have any major complaints about it. I don't like. I think like watching it as I think Star Wars the original trilogy specifically is better enjoyed if you legitimately just watch it as one movie. If you watch it back to back to back. if you watch these movies back to back to back, they are a
I killed the
very
purple.
enjoyable experience. Sorry, yeah. But aside from that, like, I don't have any problems with it. I'm gonna give it an S tier. So, Rakami, what would you give
I'm
episode
just gonna,
6?
I'm gonna slap it on A tier because to me, I just there's some things that make me prefer Empire over it, and also the fact that what happens after the sequels kind of breaks it down a little.
Gotcha.
Like the teddy bear party is just for nothing.
I mean,
Sorry.
that's not really like. I don't think that's really like a problem of this movie. It's mostly a problem of the prequels, of the sequel. Sorry, because there's this.
It was mad, man. The teddy bear party was lit.
I'll agree with you on that, but I won't knock points out of this movie for a mistake that occurred later. Like a mistake that occurred by people who didn't write this movie 30 years after it came out. You know,
I'm still gonna give it flack, okay? I don't care.
fine. I'm not gonna. I'm just saying like why I'm not doing it. But if you want to do it, go ahead.
And I will.
if,
Amigo.
if, if you want to hate on the fucking teddy bear fight, teddy bear party for not being important anymore, you can go ahead and do that. But yeah, it was fun going through all the movies again. I next time we will officially start off doing the prequels, but we won't continue them for a very good bit. But we will start with Phantom Menace.
The memes will rise.
I don't know. I don't know how many memes. Oh no! Wait. Phantom Menace has the barrel roll.
Yes, dude.
Phantom
I'll say
Menace.
something. That's a good trick.
Phantom Menace has that. Has
Jar
now
Jar
there's
Binks.
two of
Your
them.
humble servant.
Fucking Jar Jar in general.
It's a price to be sure, but a welcome one. Are you an angel? the 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 Naboo duel. This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Yeah, exactly. Like what else? What else is there from? God damn it! Well, yeah,
The
yeah.
Kirby
Okay,
Palpatine.
I guess. But yeah, officially next time with Star Wars, we are starting with the prequels. We're starting with the prequels.
And the
Uh,
memes.
the memes, yeah. But yeah, it's really fun going through all of the Star Wars movies. This seems to have been, if this episode seems to have been nonsensical, I'm sorry. But yeah, no. What did you guys think about Star Wars Return of the Jedi? Leave in the comments below. All of our socials on the description, including RAT Comedies. RAT Comedy, I say fun YouTuber, content creator stuff. So now I will tell you. Actually, fuck it, RAT Comedy. Tell our audience, tell the audience the fun YouTube thing. You know, subscribe, like, and shit.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are currently at
15 subscribers.
97 subscribers. Okay,
Okay.
none of you have obeyed my command. I told you last time to subscribe because one nasty person decided to unsubscribe, and now we're stuck at 97. Do your job, okay? If someone else unsubscribes, then we'll be right back at the di- wait at the sinking arc, okay? We'll start unsubscribing or crawl our way back to zero, okay?
You're talking to an audience of 15 people, man. Like, I guess.
Exactly. They're gonna get the memo, okay?
All right, that's not what I meant, but whatever. If you guys want to follow, if you guys want to keep following us and listen to Spotify, You can follow us if you want to hear more of our content, and rate us if you think we're good or bad. If you're listening to us on YouTube, subscribe if you want to listen to more. If you want to get notified of more of our content, like if you like the episode, share around if you think we're sharing. And that's about it. RAT Comedy, say your goodbyes.
Bikini Leia supremacy.
All right. Uh, sure thing. Anyways, can I think of a good prequel meme to twin this off? Um, yeah, no. This is where the fun begins.